Hello everyone, this is Dina. I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there, it's under the same name. This is Floss Tube 34. It is September the 22nd, 23rd. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't check before I started. So last time I did my floss tube, I was wrong on my numbers, so this time I know it's floss tube number 34 because I checked. This is Tootie, who everyone knows, and this is our fourth time starting this video. So things have not went well. She has been jumping all over everything. The dogs are coughing. The dogs need something. I've just had to keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. So hopefully this one is going to be the one. I think she settled down to take a nap. I have my coffee, so I hope you all have something to drink. My cup today is a cup by Lang & Wise. It was a numbered collection. I believe it's number 10 from 1998, but I just love this cup. It's got all the birds on it. I could be drinking out of a Halloween cup, but I got this one this morning and I thought, we're not that close to Halloween yet, so we're going to hold off. And you may hear some noise over here. Our air conditioner has been acting up the last week or two. It threw a fuse one night, and we realized after we started getting hot that it wasn't running, so it was hotter in the house than what the thermostat was set on. So they came out and said that we had thrown a fuse, didn't know what caused it. Could have been, they said, a variety of anything. So they changed the fuse out, put it in. We got a week of air conditioning, and the other night I got ready to go to bed and it was hot upstairs, and I thought, I bet we're having air conditioning issues. So come back down. Sure enough, it was hotter upstairs than the thermostat, hotter down here than the thermostat. So the guy can't get here for a few days, so we're kind of making do with fans running in the house. It's not been bad. You know, if you're setting and stitching, it's not too bad at all. But I've been up running around collecting everything up, so I'm really hot. But anyway, it's rainy today, so I don't want to open the house up and get all that humidity in the house, so it's all good. So let's see, was there anything else I was going to tell you? Told you about the fan. That might be about it. But anyway, I don't know what I've said in the other three previous short clips that I tried to get recorded, but I wanted to touch base with you and kind of show you what I've been stitching on this month for Sampler September. I had picked 5 or 6 samplers to stitch on that were in my whip pile. And so I had installed a wheel. My plans never go as I think. It's, you know, I come up with these ideas. Oh, let's try this and see if this is kind of fun, or let's try that. So I installed the little spinning wheel on my camera, or on my phone, and I put my projects in there, and since I only had 5 or 6, I put them on there 3 times. And I thought that way it'd spin and have a little bit more variety to choose from. But anyway, I put them on there 3 times, and this is what, I'm looking at my planner. I could have told you what day it was. It's the 24th of September. So anyway, I started out spinning the wheel, and that lasted probably 2 days. And so, you know, I'm still using it, but I was going to spin it every day or every other day. Well, as usual, I get to stitching on something and then I don't want to stop. So I found out over the years, I do best if I just stitch on a project until I'm kind of tired of it, and then I put it away. So if it's something I really don't want to stitch on, but I need to get it done, I might only stitch on it for a couple of days and put it away. I might stitch on it for 3 weeks. You know, you just never know. But I found out that I am not someone who will pull projects out every day. I just, for one thing, I use, you know, my stands. So I don't like to unhook them from my stands and put them in the sleeve. Like I've shown you all before, that I store all my scroll rods and Q-snaps in these. These are just pillowcases that I've cut down to fit scroll rods. And I just don't like to take them off of there, put them in that sleeve, put them away, get something else out. It just, too time consuming for me. I may have to pause and get water, as hot as I am. So anyway, I am sort of winging it. I'm using this spinning wheel, and I'm doing it just whenever. So hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. I had to get water. Coffee just wasn't going to cut it right now. So let's see, what were we talking about? Oh, the wheel. So I'm using the wheel to choose my next project as I get tired of one of them, but I'm just not changing every day or two. And I think Hannah wants to come and say hi. You want to come and say hi? Okay. Up over here. And everybody knows Hannah. These guys like to be on camera, don't you? Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I have a really cute little short video that I was gonna put at the end, and I may have said that on the one before this that I cut off because things were going to pot, but it's about the dogs and me trying to video. So anyway, I was gonna try to add it to the end of this. Okay, back to my samplers. It's been funny because I've been using that wheel to spin to find my projects, and it still has not picked one sampler out of them. So that's been kind of odd that it doesn't pick that. Whoops, that kind of vibrated the camera. So anyway, I'm just going to show you what I got. I've got some more samplers in my magazine holders that we can look at the end, and I have not been anywhere, so I don't have any haul. I have one little thing here. I'm going to show it now and just get it out of the way. I saw this on somebody else's video. It came from Walmart, and my husband went out there the other day. Well, it's been, I don't know, I think it was before his back surgery. But hang on. Oh my gosh. It's just going to be a mess today. She started snorting, so I didn't figure y'all wanted to hear that. So anyway, he was out of Walmart, and I had sent him a picture on his phone, and I said, look for this little piece in the Halloween decorations. I can't remember who had it on their floss tube, but I just fell in love with it. So they didn't have it that day, but they didn't have a lot of Halloween out. So he said he asked them, and they said, well, it could be in the back, and they just hadn't gotten to it. So then the other day he went out and looked, and sure enough they had it. So I got this little guy, and this is pretty much the only Halloween I think I have out right now. I was going to try to get some more Halloween out and show you my stitched Halloween things, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But we're not into October either, so we should still be good. So I gotta get another drink. So anyway, I have a few notes. I don't know how good it's gonna be. I did want to I want to shout out my floss tubers I've been watching right now, so I don't forget. I found a new one, and I don't remember how many videos. I cannot remember names, so forgive me for first names. And I don't remember, like, how many videos they have. But I found one called Cosford Rise Stitchery. It's Cosford Rise, Rise Stitchery. She is, I really enjoyed her. I watched a couple of her videos. She, I think, grew up in Arkansas, but she's been living in England for the last 20-some years. And I enjoyed watching her for the first time. Niecy Land, you know, we all know Niecy. I watch her all the time. Lost in Floss, that's Lisa. And I've watched her a few times lately. Homemade on the Ridge. If you haven't watched her, you need to go check her out. She does some of the cutest things. She has the cutest ideas. She did a Halloween house and put a cross-stitch piece on it, and it's just awesome. She come up with the idea herself. She cut it out of wood, come up with the ideas of how to make the windows, and can't remember what all she did, but she made this house herself. I think her husband helped, but it's awesome. You got to go check it out. I found one that's called Count on Linens, and she's in Utah. I don't have notes here other than floss tube names, so go check out Count on Linens. Curious Crafters, I always enjoy watching them. They had a sampler chart parade. Narissa Stitching Lifestyle. Check her out. I had never seen her, and I think she has several videos, but she has walls full of samplers. So if you like samplers, go watch her. Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher. I always watch her, and Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. So those are the ones. I've watched others, but these are the ones I could think to write down at the time. I watch them on TV, so I try to grab my notebook and write them down, but there's a lot of times I forget. So anyway, those are the floss tubes that I could think of for this time. I did have, in my last video, I was talking about using, since I count my stitches and I use a highlighter to mark the stitches off as I count them, and then I can see where I've already stitched also. I decided for this next year I'm going to use a different color for each month for highlighting my charts, and then that way I can really see what I did the previous month or for any month. So what I did in my planner, and I've already gone through and marked this, and I don't know if it's of any interest to anybody or not, but I thought I'd show you. So I just put up here at the top the color. So this month I'm using this bright pink, and that's because when I came up with the idea I was already using bright pink. But then, like for October, I'm going to use this magenta, and so that up there is just a reminder of what color to use for that month. November, I'm going to use this green. So anyway, I have these, and they are by Zebra, and it's a 15 count, and it's called Mild Liner Creative Marker. They're double-ended. They're more of a pastel marker, but I thought these would probably work as well as a highlighter. But they have the chiseled edge, and then they also have the more pointed edge. Not super fine pointed, but it is. So anyway, I thought, well, with this being more pastel color, you can see through it also. So anyway, this is what I'm using for next year. And there's 15 of them, so that's enough for all year. I did have Meg, she contacted me, and she said she uses what they call Sharpie Highlighters Clearview. And it's a see-through tip, and it comes in a fat grip. She said there's 8 count, and there are pen styles of varying counts also. So you might check out the Sharpie Highlighter Clearview if you're interested in any of that. So, I think that's all my notes. That was pretty short notes for this time. Let me get back over here. So, the one thing I did get in haul, I got my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I would say everybody's probably got them by now. I think I'm kind of last in the line to get them. It seems like anyway. So, I was going to show you just some quick little cross-stitch pieces out of it. Happy fall, y'all. There's several pieces I would like to do. Of course, it's got punch needle. Look at this one. Now, this is... there's a chart on that other side, so isn't that cute? But there's several I'd like to do. I just can't seem to get the time to... There's another one. This reminds me of that book. Is it by Emma Congdon, I think? It's about all the woods and campfires and stuff like that. There's another cute cross stitch. But here's this cute little primitive pumpkin. I know some of you do the punch needle. I don't, so I'm not gonna really show those. So give thanks. It's cute. I love this Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is by Twin Peaks. I wouldn't mind doing that one. I think that's very pretty. Let's see. This is by Barbara Anna. And should be getting about to the end of it. But yeah, there's some really cute punch needle in here too. Here's another Hello Fall. Or I think it says, no, yeah, it does say Hello Fall. I just, I really like the punch needle, but as I've said before, I don't need another craft. This is really, really cute. This is by Dorigo. Let me get my glasses. Dorigo. Michaela. Dorigo Michaela. Oh, it's Crochet a Go-Go. Got it. I'll sell it down there. But that's really cute. This is a sampler by Kitten Stitcher. I really want to do that. And let's see. Should be... I think that's it, other than there's the patterns here to make the pincushion doll. So that is Primitive Stitcher magazine for this time. So let me get another drink. Okay, let's pull out some samplers and see my progress. And I have, let's see, here we are. I have to unwind my Big Red Ship of Life. I've gotten a lot of stitching done on this because that wheel keeps choosing it for me to stitch on. I'm not going to unwind it, or I'm not going to unhook it from the bars. I'm just going to kind of do it this way so you can see. But I have, so far I have all of this, and mainly what I've done is everything, let me think. Yeah, this year I worked from this triangular piece right here. I've been working on all of this for this year. And so I rolled it finally, night before last, to start over here. This I already had on there, so I didn't stitch this recently. These are all just hanging threads for when I get to that spot. And let me wind that back up. So that's Big Red Ship of Life. I will show you the pattern. It's still a long, long ways to go. That's pretty good. So you can see I've been working from here over. So yeah, it's really enjoyable. I am using 2 strands on, I believe it's 18 count. I'm sure it's 18 count. 2 strands on 18 count, and this color I dyed myself. I used some blues and some purples. And so it's 2 strands on 18 count. And I started that December 25th of 21, so it's going on 3 years. The next one I've put a lot of time in on. Not a lot of, I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress, but it seems like I've had it going. But you know, some nights I sit down and I'll stitch 25 stitches and it's like, yeah, I'm just not into it tonight. And then other nights I'll stitch all evening. So I haven't been stitching a whole lot through the day. Let me get my project bag, wherever it's at. Where is that project bag? Not that one, not that one, not that one, not, oh, here it is. Okay. Hey, y'all know what Consider the Lilies is anyway, but I'll get it out just in case. So, this is Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Big Red Ship of Life is by Ink Circles. So this is by Heartstring Samplery. And I have a long ways to go yet on it. This is where I am on it. I have, excuse me, I've stitched this border down here, brought it down farther, and these flowers, the horse was already there. So this is basically what I've stitched, which doesn't seem like much, but it seems like I've stitched on it a lot. So I don't know, but anyway, I do really like it. So the colors are really pretty in it. Okay, let me put that back. I thought somebody was stopping here. They're driving real slow. I have to pull my curtain behind here to keep the light coming in so much, because I mentioned in one of my videos my blind broke and it won't go up and down. It won't come down and lock. So I took it down, and then it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of like it better without it. So I keep the curtains over here through the rest of the time, but then when I do a floss tube, I just drop them down. So may not ever have a blind back up there. So then my next one I worked on was Mary 395, and I've gotten quite a bit done on her also. And I don't remember how far I had gotten. Let me see. I'll unroll this top roll to show you, because I don't remember if I showed you from up at the start of it or not. So I've kind of been going down this. Let me take this off right here. Okay. So I've just kind of been going down this left side. I really like this. This is on 40 count, 1 thread over 2. And I don't know what this color is. I don't have it written down. I was going to look and see, and I couldn't find anything on it. So the only way I would be able to know is to go up and pull out all my fabrics and see if I can find it. And I may do that at some point, but right now life's too hectic to do that. Because my bedroom, if you all know from the last one we started, we got new beds, we got the new Tempur-Pedic beds, and I decided to paint the bedroom. even though I have a terrible back. So I tackled it anyway, and I have the wall behind the bed completely done, and I'm working on one of the other walls now. I'm close to rolling it on. I have part of it with one coat on. I still have to trim out one side of the wall and then roll the one coat on it and then go back with the second coat. So yeah, I'm moving very slow. So therefore, my upstairs is still a shambles because everything is out of the bedroom. So anyway, I'll get there someday, and it'll be fine. My husband is very patient with me. Whatever I decide to do, he's very patient. So this is Mary 395. I was going to show it to you. My hands across the sea. Everybody pretty much knows the Bristol samplers. Let me put that back in there. The next one I worked on has been Lucy Calcutt. And, well, it looks like I might need to, let me see. Nope, I'm not going to unroll it. I'm not going to unroll it because it stops right there. So I've worked on her. I've brought this red line across and worked on this border some. This border it's not hard, but you got to pay attention to it. So I am at the corner. That's why this line goes clear up here. I am at the corner. But yeah, you really got to pay attention to the border on it. And then these little flowers. Let me see if I can get it up here. Those little flowers are kind of tedious too. But I'm using, this is also, no, this isn't 40 count. I think this might be 30 count, 36 count. Where is her? Let me look here. Lucy Calcutt does not say, other than I started it in 2022. So that is not very much progress for 2 years. So let me pull this out. Okay. So this is Lucy Calcutt. Get that there. Someone mentioned in comments the other day that maybe show my patterns a little bit longer. So I'll try to do that. I may have kind of sped up. I'm really bad about that. Normally in everyday life, I am a fast talker. I've always been a fast talker, and so I have to watch myself and think about that and try to slow down, and then also showing my patterns. Okay, so I have worked on Dutch Beauty, which is my great big one on my frame, but I have not worked on it since the last time I had talked about it. And it's so big, I can't bring it over here and really show it to you. So, I don't know, at some point I might take it off the frame. It's an ordeal to take it off my floor stand, because the floor stand that I have is probably 35 years old, 40 years old, and it's by American Dream, and it's got a bar that goes across it, and then 2 knobs that holds the big frame of your big scroll frame in. So it's just quite an ordeal to pull it off of there. I have to take end bars off my scroll rods, and it's just not, just unhook it and show it to you. So that's why I haven't pulled it off. And then the other one, this one, it's kind of weird that this one has not been picked out on my wheel. I did show it last time, but I'll show it again. This is Peacock Sampler, and the wheel has never picked this one up. So I don't think I'm going to get much stitching done on it. So I'm not gonna pull it out because I didn't even do any stitching on it. So that is all my samplers for this time. I started and finished a little Christmas ornament kit that I picked up at Goodwill. Gosh, something keeps itching, like I got a bite right there. I picked up a small snowman Christmas ornament at Goodwill a while back, and so since we've gotten the Tempur-Pedic beds, I can stitch in bed because it used to hurt my back, but with these beds, it doesn't hurt my back. Excuse me. So I stitched the ornament, and it's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. It's upstairs to have the back put on it. I've been cutting around it. It's on perforated plastic, and so I have it up there to trim around it to put the back and the hanger on it. I forgot to bring it down, so you'll see it when it's completely done. So anyway, last night I decided to take something new up and stitch on it. So I pulled out my Happy Haunting by Lola Crow, and oh boy, what a glare. Hold on. It's just in one of these page protectors because I got it off of Etsy. So that is it. So it is all done except for filling in the ghost, and I am filling them in glow in the dark, DMC glow in the dark. And I forgot how much I don't like stitching with that. It's like stitching with the metallics and stuff. It's slippery. It kind of wants to fray. You have to really watch it. So I have the ghost down here done. This is my thread I quit last night on, but I have the ghost on the bottom floor all done. I am working on the 3 ghosts on the second floor. I think I have I have 2 ghosts filled in, and I'm working on this 3rd ghost right here. I still have to go back and put their eyes in. I don't know why I put eyes in some of these others, but I didn't them. So this one is done, this one's done, and no, wait a minute. This one's done. I still have to fill that one in. I still have to fill this in, and then all those in the air have to be done and their eyes put in. But that goes fairly fast, but that glow in the dark, it's cute, but it's just not the most fun. It could be worse because blending filaments are a lot worse than this. So I can manage. You just don't want to work with too long of a thread because it kind of tends to fray. And last night I was getting so aggravated. I had a fingernail that had a snag somewhere on it. I couldn't find it, I couldn't feel it, but it was grabbing that thread every once in a while, and when it would grab it, it would only grab a small piece, so it just messed up the whole piece of thread. And there was a time that I had to just cut it off and start again with a new piece because it had snagged that blending, or that glow in the dark. So anyway, that's what I'm working on upstairs at night when I go to bed. And that's everything except for looking at samplers. So if you want to look at samplers, stick around. Not samplers, but sampler patterns. If you want to look at some more sampler patterns, stick around because I have, wait a minute, I've already dropped some. I had mentioned I have, I think, 5.5 or 6.5 of these magazine boxes of samplers. So we went through one on my last video, and we'll go through another one. I may have to do a floss tube extra and show you samplers at some point. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out too. So if you want to watch and see what samplers I show, get you a pencil and paper in case you want to write something down. I have lots of older ones. I have lots of newer ones. And then if you're not interested in looking at sampler patterns and you just want to move on to another video, that's perfectly okay. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for supporting my channel. I appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes, and if you hit the notification, you'll get notified when I put up a new video. And you all know I'm not all that regular. I would love to be a little bit more consistent, but that doesn't seem to happen. So anyway, I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. So okay, so I've got a bunch of small ones that fell out of the box, so we're going to look at those first. And I'm going to have to get my glasses on. So to start out with, we have by JBW Designs. It's Miss Mary's Sampler 1791. And that one is really cute. And I don't know that it's that big. Let me look. 79 by 136, 28 count. It's almost 5 wide by 8.5 tall, so really not all that big. Then we have Katie Horn sampler, and some of these might not be what some people consider samplers, but I kind of do, so they get put in there. This is Katie Horn sampler by Barrick Samplers. Try to hold it still without a glare. So Katie Horn sampler. And some of these, like I said, are old because I've been collecting charts for 40 years. The Willow Tree sampler. I've always wanted to do this one. I mean, I have them. I have all these. I'd love to do them all. 154 wide by 112 tall. But I really like that. This is by Window Garden Designs. This is old, really old. 1995. Window Garden Designs. It's got a little saying on it. I'm not going to read it because it's going to take too long, but you could probably find it if you just Google it. You can find anything if you Google it. This is Lavender and Lace, Enchanted Alphabet. Can you see it there? The little girl. Always thought that was so pretty. This one is from Exemplars of the Heart, the Grape Season Sampler. I've always wanted to do this one. Let me try to get it just right. I have really been in the mood to start some small things, and then I just haven't. Every time I think I do a floss tube, I talk about I want to do start some things, but I keep putting off. This one is Dear Daughter Sampler by Exemplars of the Heart. It's pretty. I hope I'm not going too fast this time. This is a newer one, but not real new. Bristol Berries 2 by Erica Michaels. I've never done a berry, but I would like to try it sometime. I've always sewn, so I should be able to handle it. But I got so much stuff I need to actually sew up. This one I've just got in a small bag. This one I think I got as a gift from a friend. I did, from Deb, for a birthday, for one of my birthdays. And this is by Elegant Designs, Elizabeth Ann Angus. Wait a minute, let me look, because I don't see a... It's called the Sunflower Garden. But it's pretty with the sunflower and the quilts and all that. So, that didn't have a bag, so I just have it in a Ziploc bag. This is Elizabeth's Gardens, which was Liz Matthews at one time. She's now Hello from Liz Matthews. This is My Cat's Quilt. Let's see if I can get it up there closer. So that's solid stitching, I think, across the whole thing. Sheepish Designs, Alpha Bird. It's kind of pretty. I like the birds. I did buy a PDF pattern of birds. I think I took it upstairs and I didn't show it to you all. I'll have to look back. Phoebe's Forest. This is, who's it by? It doesn't even have a name. It doesn't have a name on this side either. Oh, I think it may be too involved. I'm not gonna, wait a minute. The City Stitcher. That's who that's by. Phoebe's Forest. And there's a small one down there. And then Abby Rose Designs, set number 1, Just Saying. It's very cute. And some very cute pillows. At the Hop, this one is very old. She doesn't design anymore. This is Hares, H-A-R-E-S, to You. Hares to You. That's shown on a little footstool. But some of these small patterns, I need to get them out and just start stitching them because they don't take that long. You know, you got them done in 2 or 3 days. Goodness, I was thirstier than I thought. Okay. This one, I really, really want to start. But again, this is so big, and I don't need big samplers right now. I don't need to be working on big samplers. I need to be finishing big samplers. But this is by Twin Peaks Primitive, Goldbird Sampler. How are we going to do this? And I don't see very good without my glasses, so sometimes I watch I always watch my videos back to make sure I didn't make a mistake in a name or something. And they look clear when I play them back, but right now it's so blurry without my glasses, I can't tell what you're seeing, if it's clear or not. So anyway, Goldbird Sampler by Twin Peaks. I love this pattern. Love that pattern. This is a PDF that I bought from Al's Stitching House. I've got several of their patterns. And it's just called Old House. Okay. But isn't that pretty? I really like that one. I just have so many I want to do. So on Etsy, go to Al Stitching House. If you remember from a while back, I did the Santa train that looked like, not Santa train, the Santa truck that looked like, kind of like the Coca-Cola truck you see on the TV commercials at Christmas time. That they also did that one. And they did a train that I want to do too. I've got it. This is by Cinnamon Heart Needlework. And it's called Cinnamon Samplings. That's an oldie, but still would be very pretty. I bet if you even used the called for colors, or you could change them out and use some different ones, but that still doesn't look dated. To me, it doesn't. I don't see a year on that. I was just curious, because I know that's old too. A Walk in the Woods by Cricket Collection. These have names on them. As, you know, I just run onto them, a lot of these, at flea markets or thrift stores. But again, that one would be very pretty to do with all the bees and the birds and the feather and all that stuff. So that's by Cricket Collection. It's leaflet number 53 if you're interested in that. A Walk in the Woods. This one is Carriage House Sampler Folk. I've stitched this and turned around and bought it again and walked by the wall one day and I thought, I just bought that. So I have 2 of these. So this is Sampler Folk Carriage House Samplings. The Forest Sampler by Earth Threads. This one's old. Boy, you just got to get that glare off of it just right. So the Forest Sampler, try to get it down where you can see the titles too. All right. This is by the Drawn Thread. This is Sampler Game Board. Very cute with all the little houses. If you like houses, you will should like doing this. All right, let's see. This is also by the Drawn Thread. This is called The Good Neighbor. It's really pretty. The Good Neighbor. And I can't read that because, for one thing, I don't have my glasses and it's backwards for me. All of this is pretty much solid except right there in those words. Okay, the Drawn Thread again, Time Flies. This one wouldn't be too time consuming except for the house and the grass. So maybe it would be more time consuming than what I'm thinking. So then we have from Drawn Thread, The Riddle. And it's long, so I'm going to have to kind of inch it up. This would be cute, cute just to do something like this. Put it in a small frame. Okay, this now is called, it's the Design Connection, designed by Linda Bird. It's called, what's it called? Fruits of the Earth Sampler. That's the title. All right, then we are at, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's that right there. So you can screenshot it, write it down, whatever. And then this is the pattern, and it is so pretty. It's just an off-white on a neutral fabric. I would probably do it if I was going to do it in the white thread, I think I would do it on something that it would show up better on. There is some cut work on it. A little bit of that. Okay, Exemplars from the Heart. Is it Mahitable Terrell? I have never heard that name before. Mahitable Terrell, 1793. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Get it turned with the glare there. But that's very cute. Evergreen Sampler by, hang on, I'm going to have to put these on. Where does it say? Evergreen Sampler. Oh, the Sampler House. Elaine or Eileen Bennett. And then Exemplars from the Heart. I love this one, the Gold House Sampler. This is another one I've always wanted to start. I love that peacock sitting there by that house. This one is, hold on, I think I got my working copy here. Well, all right, this is just a copy of my working copy. And I'll have to pull the title just a second. It is Thankful Heart by You and I and Friends. And then I have another You and I and Friends. Let Virtue Reside. And then Plenty and Grace from You and I and Friends. And then I've always wanted to do this one. I think they re-released these or something in the last couple of years. It's called, Sampler Circle 2006. It was a collaboration between several designers called A Most Noble Pursuit. But you have a designer that did each block. Let me put it up there close so you can see it. And then Primitive Traditions, Hands to Work, Bright Needle, The Work Basket, Praiseworthy Stitches, Patricia Ann Designs, With My Needle, Lottie Da, Stitch and a Prayer, and Carriage House Samplings. But you could do them all at one, well, you know, as it is here. You could just pick out a couple. You could do them individually. You could do 4. You could do 6. There's such a variety there. You could make little pillows. This one is by Bright Needle, Pretty in Pink. Bright Needle, if you're familiar with Bright Needle, they stitch everything over one, which you don't have to. It just makes your pattern twice as big, but you don't have to do that. I have done some Bright Needle that are in my to be finished box. This is just a sampler book of alphabets. This one is by Handwork Samplers. It's called Sampler Ornaments 3, Birds and Beast. Sampler Ornaments 3. This is a Mind Independent and Free. A Mind Independent and Free by Carriage House Samplings. It's not that old. I don't think it is. I love this picture. This would be a cool needle minder. Maybe it is. I haven't seen it. Kathy Barrett, Kindred Spirits. I love Kathy Barrett. I probably have more patterns of hers than anybody. This one is by the Cricket Collection. Why Is It? It says, why is it when I'm halfway through creative joys diminish? It's more fun to start a piece than ever to finish. And they got the border started, but they didn't finish it. You can see the string hanging. Then I have ABC Tapestry by Rosewood Manor. Whoops. A good monochromatic one. The last 2 Mondays I have not stitched on a monochromatic piece because I forget it's Monday, so I've been stitching on just whatever I happen to have. This one is called Silent Sampler by Rosewood Manor. Very pretty. There's the title. No, Silent Sampler. This one is Needle Mania by Jardin de Jour. I'm not sure on that. I probably messed that name up. And I think that's just one thread. Let me look here. No, Oh, yeah, it is. 5 skeins of, it says the model thread is Anchor 1206 or an alternate is DMC 498. So, yeah, that is all in one thread. So that Anchor 1206 must be variegated. Okay, that is one box. And what are we at? 55. I think I'll stop here because I like to keep it at about an hour, not very much more. I think I'll go on and film some more and then put it up, upload it to YouTube for maybe a couple of days from now. And we'll go through some more since I have so many. And we're almost out of sampler September, so I need to get going on it. So anyway, I hope you saw some things that you liked here, and hopefully you can look on the secondary market or even the current publications and find some things that you'd like. So anyway, I'm gonna end this and then take a little break and then start again, and we'll look at some more samplers on the next video. So thanks for sticking around, and I will see you again next time. Bye. Hi everyone, this is Dina. I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. If you want to follow me over there, I post pretty much mostly cross stitch and puppy dog video or dog pictures. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking. I've started this 3 times now because I have a dog that's coughing. This is a floss tube extra. I just did floss tube number 32. I'm going to get ready to get it uploaded in a little bit, and I'll follow with this. It is extra, talking about lap stands and scroll rods. I had Connie that, did I say this was August 13th, Tuesday, August 13th, 2024? I've started it so many times, I don't know what I said. So anyway, Connie had sent me a message yesterday and said that she was wanting to start a long dog design, and she wanted to put it on a scroll frame. She said she had stitched a long dog design in hand, and said she didn't know how she did it, but she did, and she was wanting to try scroll frame and see how that went. So she was wanting my advice on scroll frames, because yes, I love you too, because I only stitch on scroll frames. Occasionally I might pull out a Q-snap, but I have one project out of about 30 that is on a Q-snap, and I just don't really care for them. So I have scroll frames that run from about a 6-inch scroll frame clear up to about a 39-inch scroll frame that's on my floor stand. So I've stitched with them for years, and I kind of talked to Connie through messages yesterday, and I told her, I said, I think I'll just do a video on different brands of scroll frames and tell you what I have and what I like and don't like. And this is just my opinion. Here's Hannah. Don't you bark. This is just going to be my opinion, so what works for me may not work for someone else. What works for someone else might not work for me. But I am going to tell you different brands and show you a little bit more in depth on them. I've done this on a previous video at some point. I can't even remember which one it was. But I thought maybe this is just good to have a separate video and show you everything I have as far as the stands and the scroll frames and some little additional pieces that go with them. So let's start out. I want to show you, and I also have some things on some pictures. I did some screenshots from Amazon. And I want to show you some pictures also as we go of, let me see, because I'm not sure how long it's going to take my Kindle to come up here. So let's get started with, yes, now you have to sit down now. You have to sit down. We're going to start out with what I have. I have different brands of scroll frames. I have the Kay's Creation. That's Kay apostrophe S Creations. And I think they are only available through Etsy. I'm not sure. I would say you might be able to buy them in some needlework shops. So check out your local needlework shop to see what they carry. And I don't think this wants to pull up, and I may have to scrap the whole picture idea. Plus I have a dog trying to bite my hand. Anyway, the Kay's Creations, they've been around for, gosh, 30, 40 years. I originally met Kay when I was working at a cross-stitch shop here in town, and we had gone to the Nashville Needlework Market, and Kay had, she was working the market, and now she has passed away, so her family still does the frames. And they've changed them a little bit. I've noticed that they have redesigned them from mine, but I would say they're all still really nice frames. Yeah, I did was able to pull some up. So anyway, check out Etsy and your local needlework shop for Kay's Creations. I also have Easy Stitch, and they are made by, they are made by American Dream, and I like those very much. They come in different sizes also. And then what else? I have some that I have picked up at thrift stores, and I'll show you those also. And I've made changes to some of these. So one thing about these, if you ever buy them and you don't like something about them, don't be afraid to change them up. Come up with an idea that will help you out, and yet you can still use them. The first one, I'm going to start with my photos first. And this one I found on Amazon, and I have something similar to this. This right here, I'll show you. It has the frame. It also has a plastic clip that goes over the rod. Now, I don't have this exact one. I did find one in a thrift store like this, so whether it came with plastic clips to hold your fabric or it didn't, I don't know. But it looks like it has plastic clips that are very similar to the plastic clip you hold your fabric on your Q-snap. This one here is a, doesn't say what size, and I only screenshot it, but it's a $28 roughly design, frame. Now, let me show you. Sit down, Hannah. I gotta find it. Okay, I got stacks of them. Okay, this is what I have, and this is one that I bought at the thrift store. And I don't, it has like, it reminds me kind of a clothespin end. The rod